Of course, everyone here knows nothing happens except by the will of Allah. Allah allowing something to happen is not the same as Allah desiring something to happen. Allah allows many things to happen in this world that make Allah angry. If everything happened the way Allah wants it to happen, or the way Allah desires, by the pleasure of Allah, then Allah should never be upset about anything, because He's the one who did all of it. He gave human beings that freedom to do things that are displeasing to Him. The first time Allah did this, when He created the human beings, even the angels were confused. Why are you giving the human beings this power to do things that you don't like? And Allah Azza wa Jalla said these human beings are created for a much more complex and powerful purpose that even the angels were not yet ready to understand. Inni a'lamu ma la ta'lamun. I know something you don't know. That's what He told the angels. Now, Allah has given me the freedom to displease Him. Forget talking about anybody else. I'm not here to talk about Fir'aun or Shaitan, I'm here to talk about myself. And every one of us should be thinking about themselves. Allah has given me the ability to disobey Him. Allah has given me the freedom to upset Him, the freedom to make Him angry, the freedom to backbite, the freedom to slander, the freedom to eat haram, the freedom to attack someone else, to hurt someone else, to steal. He's given me that freedom. He's given me the reign to do it. So before I complain about how come this one got away with it and that one got away with it, how come the zalim gets away with it, before we say that, I have to ask myself, what do I get away with? And we all know what's happening in Gaza. May Allah Azza wa Jal help the believers in Gaza and grant the shuhada Jannah and grant their families sabr and give us an ounce of that kind of tawakkul and iman that those people have demonstrated and give them nusra. But somebody came and asked, how come Allah is letting that happen? How come Allah doesn't just stop it? Because it's a fitna from Allah. Oh, how come Allah doesn't just stop it? So the question then becomes, let's think about this reasonably. If you want Allah to stop it, if you want Allah to intervene, should Allah not intervene every time you and I disobey Allah? Where do you draw the line? No, if they're killing people, then Allah should stop. But if they're stealing, that's not so bad. It's okay, Allah doesn't have to intervene yet. Or if you're lying about something, then no, don't make your tongue, force your tongue to say the true thing. No, not that much control, but after some limits, Allah should just stop things. Allah put human beings on this earth, and He allowed them to be a fitna for each other. Allah created a situation and allowed you to be tested to see how I'm going to do, how you're going to do. That's it. But when Allah puts me and you through fitna, it is because, what's the purpose? Let's conclude it. What's the right way to understand that Allah is putting me through fitna? If somebody stole money from me, that person put me in fitna. But Allah let it happen. Allah allowed it to happen. So the final question is, why did Allah allow it to happen? For two reasons. Allah was testing the thief, and Allah was testing me. And that person has already failed because they stole. Now the only part left is, what am I going to do? Am I going to pass this test or not? Because there's two different tests. The zalim has his own test, the mazloom has his own test. Both of them are being tested. The zalim already failed because they did against the will of Allah. But the one who has been wronged, now they have to decide how they're going to react. Are they going to react according to the will of Allah? Or are they going to react against the will of Allah? Are they going to say, what can I learn from this? How do I respond to this within reason, within what Allah has allowed me to respond to? Does this affect my relationship with Allah Himself? Or no? This is why studying the Book of Allah and contemplating the Book of Allah is so important. This is why understanding there's a seen world and there's an unseen world. And the things that Allah does, they have a purpose behind them. It's never purposeless. Allah did not create me without purpose, and no situation that Allah put me in is without a purpose. There's never any test that Allah put me through except that I was going to benefit from it. Somehow it was going to be something that raises me in ranks. And Allah only raises the ranks by more and more and more tests. So may Allah Azza wa Jal make us understand those tests and be able to live up to the tests that we are going to be facing in our lives. How do you know you passed a test? Allah says, وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ الَّذِينَ إِذَا أَصَابَتْهُمْ مُصِيبَةٌ قَالُوا إِنَّا لِلَّهِ وَإِنَّا إِلَيْهِ رَاجِعُونَ. Congratulations to those who passed the test. Congratulations to the people that can have sabr. And what does sabr mean? Those who, whenever the difficulty or whatever calamity, whatever test strikes them, they say, we belong to Allah, we have to go back to Allah also. They understand every one of these tests is temporary and return to Allah is permanent. Temporary difficulty, permanent reward. Even if it's a lifelong sickness, even a lifelong sickness is a short-term difficulty compared to the long-term benefit that's coming. And that's what they get from Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. We belong to Allah, and only Allah, to Allah alone is it that we are going to return. May Allah Azza wa Jal make us all those who pass all of the fitan that come our way. Barakallahu li wa lakum fil Qur'an al-Hakim wa nafa'ani wa iyyakum bil ayat wa dhikr.